Good morning. The Washington Regional Transplant Community is a nonprofit organization that provides full-service organ, tissue, and eye recovery. The organization also provides support to more than 4,000 donor family members. And here with more to discuss a fundraiser that is bringing awareness to the cause is Hedy Rossmeissl, the founder of Paul's Ride for Life, and Lesley, the manager of public affairs at the Washington Regional Transplant Community. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I had fun saying both of your last names. Taking liberties.
Great.
Let's start with you, Hedy. Let's talk about what Paul's Ride for Life is all about and how it started.
Okay. My husband, Paul, was an avid bike rider, and he went out for a bike ride in 2006 on the Washington Old Dominion Bike Trail, and tragically was in a bicycle accident where he had sustained very severe brain injuries. He was medevaced to Fairfax Hospital, and my daughter and I and a lot of our friends, we spent 3 days waiting for him to pass away from his injuries. And during that time, we were contacted by the Washington Region Transplant Community about organ donation, and we knew that Paul had signed up to be an organ donor when we registered for our driver's license. And so he, because of his death, we were told he could maybe donate as many as 7 organs. At the end of the day, he donated 3. He saved the lives of 3 people. 2, his kidneys and his liver. His pancreas went for research, and other tissues and heart valves and everything saved other lives. So I know Paul would have been very, very happy about that. And my daughter and I also felt that out of this really horrible tragedy, some really positive things came out of it.
Absolutely. So sorry for your loss, and so happy that you're doing something so positive and so powerful.
And that's how we got involved in helping to support organ donation.
Very nice. Lesley, let's talk about the organization. People have all kinds of ideas of, I'd love to donate organs, but I don't know, you know, they have some kind of spooky notions of why they shouldn't do it. Talk about that a little bit for us.
There are a lot of myths and misconceptions out there about organ donation, and part of WRTC's job is to educate the community about organ donation. Some of the things we hear are, my religion will not allow it. And in fact, we have done our research, and every single major religion within the world, except for the Shinto in Japan, advocate and promote organ donation. They see it as the highest act of charity that one can do. So there's a lot of things we can do to work within the community, work within the religious community, work with schools when kids are getting their driver's license and driver's education courses. So it really takes a grassroots effort to get out there and let the public know that this is obviously a wonderful thing you can do. It is the most selfless thing you can do.
Absolutely.
And as Hedy so beautifully said, it can bring some hope and grace and goodness out of something so tragic.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you mentioned, Lesley, the driver's license. I'm an organ donor, but I did notice that when I renewed my driver's license, the organ donation did not transfer.
Right.
So it's important to check that every time.
Exactly. So when you go to renew your driver's license, make sure you check that box again. Some states in the country are thinking about going to a once a yes, always a yes legislation. We're still not quite there yet, but that is where we'd like to be.
It's good.
So in the meantime, you need to check to make sure you've done that again.
Good. That's good stuff, because don't be like me and assume that it's going to carry over.
That's right.
So Hedy, you've got to be so excited about this. Tell us about the Ride for Life. It's coming up on April 6th.
April 26th.
April 26th.
Saturday, April 26th. After Paul's accident, we decided we really had to do something to help celebrate his life, because he was an amazing person. So we organized Paul's Ride for Life.
I know, I'm looking at your shirt.
Yeah, this is our T-shirt. Our logo is really a personal logo too, because Paul was a really avid rider. He rode 2,000 miles a year, and he kept track too. And when he would complete a really important ride, he would put his bicycle up over his head, and I have a lot of pictures of him holding his bicycle bicycle over his head. So that's where we came up with our logo, and I think it's a great logo.
It's beautiful, and it's such a wonderful thing that you're doing. And just the pictures that we're showing, it looks like people are having such a good time when they come out for the ride. So that's on April 26th. We thank both of you ladies for coming this morning and giving us such good information. See you on the 26th.
Thank you very much.
And we'll have more Let's Talk Live coming up right after this.